You know, we're used to hearing that someone, a business or a company moved to another location, but to hear that a whole government and all its ministries moved is a little too crazy. Yet that's exactly what the Egyptian government did recently. They built a new capital city called New Cairo at the cost of $60 billion and moved all government operations and ministries along with hundreds of thousands of public servants right there. The new capital is so amazing and stunning that millions of Egyptians want to move there, even though it's not 100% complete yet. But it will eventually host up to 10 million people, probably by 2040 at the most. If that's not crazy enough, the Egyptian government is also building a massive, very modern, one-of-a-kind nuclear power plant at the cost of $29 billion, and also managed to get Russia to foot 80% of the construction costs and all operational costs for the first 10 years.
Egypt's first nuclear power plant.
Egypt's first nuclear power plant.
Egypt and Russia agreed to build 4 third-generation nuclear power plants to generate 4,800 megawatts of electricity.
Needless to say, Egyptians are definitely smart and know how to leverage their strategic position, strength and soft power as an ancient regional superpower to advance their economy and progress. They're exceedingly good at it. In fact, there are at least 12 mega and giga projects under construction in Egypt that will reshape Egypt and render it a whole new country by 2040. Hello explorers, I'm Mr. Thinker, and in today's video I will take you on a journey into the new Egyptian administrative capital, New Cairo, and the Dabaa nuclear power plant that will make Egypt hit carbon neutrality faster than some richer countries. About a decade ago, Egypt was suddenly hit by a very tough reality. Cairo was getting too crowded and needed a lot of fixing. The problem is that the government itself was fully concentrated in Egypt in a rather random manner that made administering the country and fixing old, crumbling Cairo a very difficult task. So the government decided that it may be best to hit 2 birds with 1 stone by building a whole new administrative capital that can also accommodate a few million Cairo residents, thus reducing congestion and stress and making rehabilitation of the city a smoother process. It does make sense, and it is working, because the government of Egypt employs more than 5 million people, so it has already started moving about 20% of its workforce, or about 1 million people, who account for at least 3 million people along with their families, to New Cairo. Mind you, nearly a quarter of Old Cairo is simply unsustainable and full of random buildings in completely messy, poor and disorganized areas. In a nutshell, a third of the Old Cairo is crumbling fast and pretty much unsuitable for living. So far, large swaths of New Cairo are complete, and the government is in the process of moving there. According to some reports, as many as 700,000 people have already relocated there. Needless to say, this new capital is quite majestic, beautiful, organized, sustainable, livable, and futuristic. It cost nearly $60 billion to build after all, and that is only for phase 1, since there are 2 more phases on the horizon to expand it to the point that it would accommodate more than 10 million people. The new city is designed to be sustainable, spread out, spacious, green, safe, technologically advanced, and inclusive. New Cairo is about 45 kilometers east of Old Cairo, which technically speaking makes it a satellite of Old Cairo. Construction began in 2015, and it is almost complete. Phase 1 included construction of an area of approximately 700 square kilometers and is designed to quadruple, if not more, in size by 2050. Right now, New Cairo features quite impressive and very neat modern government buildings. 30 skyscrapers, including the iconic tower, which is Africa's highest, a central business district, a diplomatic quarter for embassies, numerous parks, an artificial river, 21 residential districts, operas and theatres, artificial lakes, a 94,000-seat stadium, 40,000 hotel rooms, a massive amusement park, 90 square kilometers of solar energy farms, an international airport, countless educational facilities, and of course a direct, fast electric railway link with Old Cairo. It was also built with security in mind, with over 6,000 cameras monitoring the streets. Its authorities also use AI to monitor sustainability matters such as water use and waste management, among other things. The city is connected to other cities by a vast network of bus lines, and construction has begun for a monorail line that connects the city with the Old Cairo suburb of Nasser City. At the entrance of New Cairo is Cairo Festival City, a 700-acre real estate development that has parks, pools, gardens, walkways, business office space, a large mall, and a dancing fountain. Demand for real estate in this stunning new city has also been very high since the beginning of 2023, including apartments, villas, condos, commercial properties, and even mansions. The new city is literally full of amazing residential and commercial developments that can suit every taste, and tourists are already flocking in. I could go on and on listing what it features and how great it is, so let's move on to the next project, which is supposed to help Egypt achieve zero CO2 emissions from electricity generation by as early as 2040. Egypt's electricity sources are quite diverse and numerous. It has many gas-fired power stations since it is rich in natural gas, and in the past decade, solar energy farms have been popping up all over the place since the country has vast hot deserts. However, Egypt knows that its gas-fired power plants have to be shut down by 2060 in order to comply with global CO2 emissions reduction goals. It also knows that it cannot fully rely 100% on wind and solar energy since they are intermittent. So the country decided to build an advanced and rather colossal nuclear power plant that is the first but not last and will power millions of homes for many decades. In fact, Egypt has been contemplating such a move since 1983, but now it is well on its way to completing the Dabaa nuclear power plant in Matrou Governorate, around 320 kilometers northwest of Cairo, at the cost of $29 billion. What is quite interesting about this project is that Egypt is only footing about 20% of the construction costs, and the Russian financier will also fuel and operate the plant for 10 years from the moment it commences operations at no cost. Okay, I know I said that Egypt will foot only 20% of the costs, however, the Russian-owned firm Rosatom, which is financing and building the plant, will reap profits from selling power for decades and is expected to cover costs, make profits, and also build more nuclear reactors in Egypt in the same manner, thus becoming a major partner in Egypt's electricity market, which is huge and always hungry for more electricity. The contracts stipulate that Rosatom will not only build the plant, but will also supply Russian nuclear fuel for its entire life cycle. They will also assist Egyptian partners in training personnel and plant maintenance for the first 10 years of its operation. Rosatom is also contracted to build a special storage facility and storage containers for used nuclear fuel. The firm Korea Hydro and Nuclear Power is also constructing 82 auxiliary buildings and supplying materials for the non-nuclear turbine islands. Meanwhile, the American giant General Electric will provide the basic design of 4 conventional islands at the site, as well as supply 4 steam turbine generator sets for the facility. The facility is a wastewater energetic plant that features 4 VVER 1200 reactors designed by the Russian state-owned giant Rosatom. This reactor design has been refined to optimize fuel efficiency. Specifications include a $1,200 per kilowatt overnight construction cost, 54-month planned construction time, and a 60-year design lifetime at 90% capacity factor. The plant also requires about 35% fewer operational personnel than its predecessor, the VVER 1000, and features some very intriguing safety technologies. The plant also has a gross and net thermal efficiency of 37.5% and 34.8% and has 4,800 megawatts of nuclear power generation capacity, which needless to say is a lot of electricity. This means by 2029, when all reactors are complete, as many as 5 million homes will be powered by this one nuclear power plant. So technically speaking, about half of Egypt can rely on electricity from this one source, which is a big deal. Do you live in Egypt, or are you one of those good folks who love this ancient, beautiful country? What do you think of New Cairo and the Dabaa nuclear power plant? Let us know in the comment section below, and thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, share, hit the bell icon, and see you in the next video.